Hello, Mark Larson here for the Handyman for Your Life podcast. Today I have Fraser Grant from the UK as my guest. Thank you, Fraser, for joining us. So Fraser, starting out, how did we ever get to meet? I was just thinking that the other day. How did we ever cross paths?
First of all, Mark, thank you for having me on here. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Um, to be honest, it was through social media. It was on Facebook. I can't remember exactly how we got to connect. It must have been through some kind of mutual group. I think we've obviously got some common interests, so it must have been
Yep.
through, a Facebook group or something of that nature. But I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
It's
me
been a
too.
while.
It has been. So Fraser, tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you grow up? Do you have any siblings? Just a little bit about your family and everything else.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Scotland here in the United Kingdom. I have an older brother, 3 years older than myself. And
Okay.
I grew up the traditional kind of working class family. I was told, Fraser, to be successful, you got to go to school, get good grades, get a good paying job. So,
Yeah,
I got good grades. I left school at 16 though. I didn't want to go through the whole university route.
I hear
My,
you.
my older brother also left school at 16, so I was unsure of what I wanted to do, Mark, and I just kind of followed in
Hmm.
his footsteps. He ended up going into fixing cars because he was a car fanatic. I didn't know
Oh,
I
really?
wanted to,
Okay.
so I followed him. I ended up fixing cars. It was supposed to be a stepping stone. I wanted to fix cars, get my apprenticeship done, use that to get
Sure.
into fixing airplanes, and then move up from there. But the years were going by faster and faster, Mark, and
Time flies.
before I knew it, 8 years had passed. Was still
Oh,
working
wow.
there, and it was really the whole lockdown situation 2.5 years ago
Yeah.
that really was a big blessing in my life, to be honest, because
Yep.
it gave me the time to really reassess where my life was heading. I was going the wrong way. I was picking up speed, so it allowed me to do a 180. But
Now,
yeah,
okay, so that's cool. So, did you like fixing cars? Did you like doing that?
I really did not like doing it.
Didn't
It
I?
was
Yeah. Okay.
it was very repetitive. I love to
Yeah.
travel. I love to see the world. And when I'm in a dark, dirty garage, and I'm thinking, there's got to be more to life. I always thought there's more, but
Yeah.
nobody around me was entrepreneurial. Mark, nobody around me was ever investing into themselves, investing in general. It was all, save, save, save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
That's how the other half live. That's life, Fraser. It's a big bad world out there. So that was
Yeah.
the kind of what I was brought up around. So I thought, everybody else around me is just settling.
Yeah.
I want more, but I don't know how to tap into that.
Okay. Okay. So you said the COVID and lockdown and everything was a blessing, which I
Yeah.
could definitely see how it was. You actually move off to the next step. So how did you find the next step for people that are out there looking for they're doing like in the garage or doing something like that they really don't care for. How I mean that was the impetus to move you forward. But how did you know what was the next step?
So to be honest, I was looking for anything that I could do to earn money online.
Okay.
I had no idea really what I wanted to do. All I knew was I wanted to travel. I wanted to earn money online. Actually, I remember it clear as day. I was always living for the weekend. I was
Uh huh.
hungover after celebrating being broke with my friends once again, and
Yep.
an advert popped up on my Instagram, and it was like a webinar all based around drop shipping at the time. And I
Okay.
was like, this is it. This is the
Uh
one, Mark.
huh. Right.
What's this webinar? Bought this course, and I thought this is the one. And
Right.
so I tried that. Because of everything going on in the world at the time, drop shipping was not the easiest due to like
Yeah,
all
I
the
bet.
lockdowns. But what that done is it opened my mind to one, investing in myself, and two, all the different avenues as well as drop shipping, all the other online business models that was available. So I kind of dabbled in quite a few different things until I found what I'm currently doing. So I tried some building sales funnels. I've done some Facebook advertising for businesses and some
Awesome.
affiliate marketing, and I quite enjoyed some of it, but nothing gave me the fire. Nothing really sparked that interest where I
Mm-hmm.
thought,
Right.
if I'm going to do something completely different, I want to make sure like it's going to give me exactly what I want. This is my time to decide. I'm going to put
Yep.
my order in with the universe. This is exactly how I want to live. I'm not going to settle for 80% this time. I'm going to make sure it's the one.
Exactly. Amen to that. So, because there are so many people that, like you said, they basically almost indoctrinate you to think you have to stay with 9 to 5, go to school, get a good job, retire, and I mean, it's scary. It's a mindset thing. How do you? I mean, I run into so many people that want to do what you did. I mean, was it just you were fed up then, or that was just you were going to do it no matter what? So okay, so you found this one that you're doing really really well at right now. So what is that exactly?
So I'm in the obviously the online business space. What I do, Mark, is I help people that are looking to either make the transition from a 9 to 5 into entrepreneurship, or somebody that's established already, but they might be looking for more ways to grow their network, grow their influence, or multiple sources of income. So that was a whole new can of worms when I found out about that. I heard
Uh huh.
millionaires on average have 7 streams of income. I thought,
Wow.
that's 7 jobs. That was my old mentality, and then I
Uh
realized,
huh.
you know, that can be multiple different things within one platform. So what we show people is it's very much based around personal growth. So mindset,
Mm-hmm.
helping people to really shift their self-image, develop the skills, and the thing that really was a big shift for me, and a lot of people go through it, but not a lot of people talk about it, is being able
Okay.
to quit your 9 to 5 is amazing, but you're so conditioned that somebody else is telling you when to get up, when you're hungry, when you can go to the bathroom. You need to learn to work for yourself. So I think, to
Exactly.
be honest, I might have actually pulled the trigger too early. I'm grateful now, but at the time, after I quit my 9 to 5, I actually found myself getting a little bit less productive than I was when I
Oh,
got to
really?
9.
Okay.
It was a strange situation because I was always used to somebody telling me what to do. So
True.
having all this free time, I was like, wow. I had too much
I
time. I was
can
like, what?
understand that.
It was an interesting situation to learn how to get
Mm-hmm.
myself to work. But yeah, that's what we help people with a lot. Is we've got a system in
Okay.
place that helps people set up different passive income streams. We show people how to build their personal brand, how to grow their
Okay.
own network. Because at the end of the day, everything is
Cool.
all about growing your network. Whether you have a restaurant, whether you have a hotel, whether you have a
It is.
whatever it is, you need people. So we show people how to basically build their influence and their own brand within the system we've got. It's a plug and play situation where they get mentored and
Cool.
shown every step of the way.
Okay. For somebody who doesn't know, plug and play, what does that mean? I mean, what is that exactly? I know what it means, but for the people who don't know in our audience.
Yeah, what that means is it's very simple. So everything's created for you. When you basically somebody gets started within our community or platform, they don't need to get employees. They don't need to set up contracts, our website,
Awesome.
products, services, and everything's there for you. So you basically get. I like to use an analogy of like a franchise because that's probably the easiest way to explain it,
Okay.
Mark. If you buy a McDonald's franchise, you have your own business, but you use the McDonald's products, you use their system, but you have your
True.
own business. So that's basically what we do. We leverage a technology platform, which is already
Okay.
we've got a proven track record. So we leverage that in order to create different streams of income and give people an easy access route into entrepreneurship.
Awesome. So is this available to everybody around the world? Are you in every? Is this opportunity available to everybody? I mean, every
Yeah,
country.
it's pretty much every country. There's a couple that's not, but I think we're in about 190 countries. So
Oh
pretty much
wow.
every country in the world.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So, okay, so I was going to lost my train of thought. So on this opportunity, I mean, if somebody would like to do this opportunity. I mean, I can put stuff in the show notes, but how would they get started with this opportunity if they were interested or wanting to talk to you more? I mean, are you open to talking to people about this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I find a lot of joy in it now because of who we're connected with. It's really cool situation because we get blessed with different investment opportunities. So what we wanted to create for people is get money out the way. We wanted to have people having a lot of different streams of income coming in
Okay.
passively, so they can build their network, build their brand. Because a lot of times entrepreneurship, it's a lot of work at the start. You don't
Oh
get
yeah.
paid for what you do. You do more work than you're being paid for, but eventually you get paid for more than you do. But in that initial
Yep.
process, we wanted to help people get money out of the way so they can keep the main thing, building what they
Okay.
want to create, and they don't have to worry about money. Because I see
Okay.
people quitting their jobs into entrepreneurship, and then it doesn't work out in the first couple of months, and then they're back in a job, and then it's like,
Yep.
so we want to help people, when they make that
I
leap,
I
keep
see that too.
keep foot on the gas.
No, I hear it. So, okay, so you said you had seven streams of income. So that is in this day
I've
and age,
act-
it's almost a necessity.
yeah.
So
I've actually got more than that. I said the average
awesome.
millionaire. Yeah, I think I've got about 11 or 12 maybe.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it's
that
pretty cool.
is that is so cool. So I know I see you traveling all over the world. I mean, is that just some for what you do, or is that just pleasure travel, or maybe a little bit of both?
Yeah, a bit of both. This year has definitely been the most I've ever travelled. Been to several new countries. Some of it for business. We have an event this weekend in Vegas, which is going to be amazing. So heading out there on Wednesday. That's a business event, but I've
You will
also
love
done
it.
some really amazing travelling this year as well. Out with that, surprised my fiance with a trip to the Maldives, and we got engaged there. Which is
Very nice.
pretty
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, it's been a fun situation, but the good thing about passive income and the power of smartphones, social media, all the things we have at our fingertips is when you get to travel. I mean, I still earn income even though I'm not doing anything, and it's a really cool situation, and anybody can actually tap into that. So that's what I'm really
Okay.
passionate about sharing with people is the old ways of making money is dead. It's things have changed so much in the
It
last
is.
couple of years, but people are still earning income the same way. And all
Yep.
it takes is just an open mind.
Yep. Yep. So, so I know we talked the other day. I mean, I know you said NFTs, and you have this Flex watch that you make money with. You got some right there?
There's
Awesome.
one there.
So, so that's where you make money on that. You said every month. So that's one stream of income.
Yeah,
So,
so we have a lot of different cool NFT projects as some of my streams of income. Some pay weekly, some pay monthly, and they pay you in
nice.
cryptocurrency. I don't know if people know about the NFT space that they're listening, but you buy NFTs with cryptocurrency. It's all on the blockchain, and you get paid in cryptocurrency. But it's a total hands-off project. You just do it, buy it once, buy it, hold it, get paid. It's a pretty cool situation.
It is. So, okay, NFTs, non fungible tokens, is right. Is that what that's
That's
what it
correct.
stands for? And so for people, because I haven't known about them probably the last year. I mean, so you buy the watch. So that's an NFT, right?
Yes.
The watches are. So how do you get paid for wearing a watch? I mean, if for people
So
who are wanting to know.
yeah, so basically with the different projects we have, by you obviously you invest it into the minting it's called when you first purchase it, and a percentage of that initial mint revenue gets put into an investment pool. They generate profits, the founders with that, and then they pay it out to the holders of the NFTs. So by you just owning the NFT, then it gets paid out to you on a weekly or monthly basis, depending on
Okay,
which projects that you own. And it's a pretty cool, cool thing because you
this is
can you
pretty
can
cool.
also sell the NFT on. Whoever owns the wallet, because it's all on the blockchain, gets paid the rewards. So there's a pretty high resale value on all of them that
Okay,
compared to the
cool.
purchase value.
So, out of all your streams of income, what is one of your favorite ones to do? I mean, maybe some of these are all hands off pretty much, but which, I mean, what's something that you really enjoy that you're doing now that you weren't doing when you were in the garage?
The one thing I love is introducing new people to this way of living. That's the what I love. I've started doing some events here in the UK myself,
Awesome.
organising them. It's been a lot of fun bringing people to these events and just exposing them to a lot more ways of living. They get to meet other people like myself within our business that
Awesome.
are doing some big things, and they get to see, wow, here's some ordinary people, just the average guys, average women, but they're doing
Yep.
above average things, and it's good because it gives people that belief in themselves. Because a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
we don't start with belief. I had zero belief in myself when I started
I
entrepreneurship.
can relate with that.
I connected with people and I thought, this guy's just an average guy, but he's earning my annual income on a monthly basis from his smartphone. I said, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier, the power of the smartphone for
Yeah.
people. I mean, pretty much everybody has a smartphone in this day and age. I mean, I think people usually use it for texting and all the other stuff, but there's so much power. Is most of what you do done through the smartphone?
Yeah, typically my laptop or my smartphone, but a lot of the time I'm traveling, so I like to just use my phone while I'm on the go. I did just buy a new laptop yesterday, which will be delivered soon.
Awesome.
So I bought a little Apple Mac Air, so they're really light, so I can take that with me, and I can leave my bigger
Nice.
laptop at home. But
There you
yeah,
go.
typically smartphone. I mean, it's amazing. You've got a business. You can just walk around. You've got a business in your pocket.
You
This
do.
thing can literally create a generational wealth. That's literally what it is. I feel like it's a generational wealth tool, but most people are
Okay.
using it to play games, scroll social media.
Yeah,
It's it's the
especially
same.
that.
It's the same time people are putting into it, but they just need to direct that time and the focus on what they're actually using things like social media for to bring
Yes.
them an income instead of just entertaining them.
Okay. So, okay, I mean, you do events. You run the whole event then?
Yes. So the last one we
Awesome.
had was like 2 weeks ago. We organised, I think we had about 30 to 40 people attend, and then we had about
Nice.
60, 70 people virtually streaming in from around the world. So
Cool.
yeah, organised. That was my first one that I've organised pretty much all of it. So it was a little bit of, getting used to all the stuff that's actually involved in it. But
A lot.
yes,
There's-
but it was good
so,
fun.
yeah, did that bother you being up in front and talking in front of people? Does that bother you?
No, because what I love about it now, Matt, I used to be terrified of it, but
Uh huh.
because I've got results now and I know that it works and I'm confident in what I'm saying, I love sharing it with other people and making them realize,
I can.
wow, Fraser, you couldn't get him to say a silent prayer 2 years ago, and now he's like, up here in front of us all sharing this, and I like giving people that belief.
That's awesome. I mean, that is good because I mean, I like talking, but I'm having my first event in not coming up in a couple weeks. And so, what is the secret to getting over the first time speaking in front of a group of people, or
I
is
don't know
there a
if there's, I
secret?
don't know if there's a secret. The first time I done it was a couple months ago. There was about 50 people here in the UK, and to be honest, Mark, I don't know. I can't even remember what I said. I think I went up there and blacked
That will be
out.
me.
Sat back down
that
and I thought, what just happened?
oh yeah, that will be. It's like, well, it must have been all right. They so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I when I've a little bit of spoken, not in front of the whole event, but I know exactly what you mean. So, okay, so is anybody too old to do this stuff? I mean, do you think
No,
it's like I hear that a lot. It's like, oh, I'm too old. I don't do computer stuff. I don't. So what is your thought on that?
my thought is, you're only old as you feel. I mean, age is literally a
Yep.
number at the end of the day. I mean, there's no cap. When
Yep.
I get to, this age, then, oh, I can't live a free life or I can't earn income online or I can't, it's limitations that
Yep.
we put on ourselves and people, we buy into these beliefs. And I think it's just a way for people to stay in their comfort zones at the end of the day.
I
If
agree.
people, if
Yep.
people are getting a little bit more experienced, should we say, then they might be, comfortable in that they've lived a certain type of way for many years that they're like, I don't want to break the mold. You know,
Yeah.
maybe not living the life I want, but I've done it for so long that I'm comfortable with it.
Yep, and they are. I find that too. They're miserable, but they know what they know there, and the unknown is scary, and it's like so is living in your comfort zone because eventually your comfort zone becomes very uncomfortable.
Yes.
And I definitely so okay. So have you have favorite books you've read? Favorite people that you follow? Who are some of your people that you like that are in the entrepreneurial field?
Yes, so favourite books, Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad were the two that just opened my world up, so I'd recommend them. And then The
Okay.
Science of Getting Rich, always refer
Oh,
back to
really?
The Science of Getting Rich. It's amazing. If you've not read it, people,
I haven't.
little short chapters. Wallace D. Wattles is the author. I love
Okay,
Bob
cool.
Proctor. Bob Proctor used to do seminars on the science of getting rich. It's something that he really recommended as well. So those are probably like my favourite books. When it comes to people I
Okay.
like to follow, I like Grant Cardone because
Yep.
he's like
The 10x.
yeah, the 10x, and also I like Bob Proctor. Those are probably the two that I listen to most in the entrepreneurial space, and
Cool.
then just the mentors within my network, like my mentor and his mentor, and our CEO is a man called Holton Buggs. So I listen to him.
Okay.
He's Grant Cardone's neighbor, so you can imagine what
Oh,
kind of
really? That's really
so
awesome.
yeah.
Wow, what a neighbor. Oh,
Yes.
wow. That is so
So
cool. No,
yeah,
that is.
like
So how long, which you were just talking about, how long has he been doing this? How did he get into this field of helping people and doing this? The one that lives next to Grant.
he's actually been in this space for about 32 years.
Oh,
he's
wow. Long
yeah,
time then.
long time. So he's he's regarded as the Michael Jordan of the space that we are in, of teamwork marketing.
Awesome.
It's yeah, it's cool to know. That's why we decided to partner with him, because I didn't follow a company, I didn't follow a product or service. I follow leadership. I look at who's
Yeah.
behind it. I don't go for the show. I go for like, hey, what's the integrity of the leaders like? What's their track record like? That's what I look at when it comes to business, because every
I
company
agree.
or everything's going to have some ups and downs. But
True.
when you know who's at the helm, steering the ship, that's what makes the most difference for myself.
It does. I agree with that. And I think a lot of people don't look at that. They look at the other side of it. And I think
Hmm.
that is the way to go, because if you don't have the leadership, you know, you're probably not going to go very far. And the fact that he's got a track record of 32 years, I'm
Yeah.
impressed. I mean, that's wow, what he has seen over the years and decades. So that is cool. So do you guys, I mean, meet every week, or how do you do that? I mean,
So
just
we
have,
actually do calls every single day. So there's
oh,
always
you do? Okay.
yeah. So we really, I like to use the example of a phone. So we're really big in personal growth within our group. My phone, I need to charge it up every day, or else it's going to die. And I feel like that's the same with our minds. We're always constantly
True.
exposed to people that's maybe not doing what we want to do, or they're maybe talking a little bit negatively and stuff. If you can't control your environment at the moment, if you're not where you want to live or whatever,
Right.
then tuning into prosperity frequency every day, on the Zoom calls and stuff that we have, the masterminds, it's really important to keep your mind sharp and keep you
I
on
agree.
the right track. So yeah, we do calls every day, mindset calls, business calls. We do like a book club where we're all studying science and getting rich, and it's pretty cool. We'll break down a
Awesome.
chapter. So yeah, some different things like that that keep it fresh, keep it fun.
Okay. No, that's cool. So, you gonna write a book, or you'll probably be the next Grant Cardone.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to like a book, I'll definitely not anytime in the near future, because
Okay.
what a lot of people tend to do, in my experience, is they pull the trigger when it comes to being a coach, being writing a book and stuff too early, because they don't have a network. Like they write a book and then they're struggling
True.
to sell it. Whereas I want to be in a position where when I bring a book out, I've got hundreds of thousands of people following me, and I sell thousands and thousands
Yeah.
of copies like
Right off
that.
the.
So yeah, I see a lot of people, I'm an author, but they've got 10 book sales, and I'm like, you want to grow your net influence and your network, why should people listen to you? Get results and then write a book.
I hear you, and it is the other way, because you see so many people, a lot of authors out there.
Yeah.
Yes. So no, that is cool. Okay, so social media, are you on every? I mean, Facebook, I know, and all that. Do you do all social media, or pretty
I
much?
Yeah, I use Facebook, Instagram is my two main ones. I'm
Is
on
it okay?
LinkedIn. I don't really use LinkedIn apart from when people reach out and connect with me on there, I'll be honest.
Sure.
I don't like it as much as a platform as LinkedIn, no, as Facebook, sorry, and Instagram. They're my two mains, they're my bread and butters.
Okay. Okay, so with this, do you have your own company that you set up to do this initially? Like, Fraser Grant, a
I have
company like an LLC. I don't know what you're doing over there, but like here we'd have an LLC set up. Is something like that you set up before you started this?
No, I didn't set up before I started it. I do have like my own thing now, which is called
Yeah.
Freedom Seekers, which is like my personal
Ah,
brand, like which I'm starting to develop and grow out.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah, I mean, you don't need to set up your own LLC or anything with what we do, which is pretty cool, because that's why it makes it friction free for people that don't have any business experience, or because that was what I found when I thought about all of this, Mark. if nobody around me is
Uh-huh.
into business, it looked like a big scary world. I don't know about taxes. I don't know about registering a business. Where do you start? How do you get
Right.
business loans? How much do I need? Who do I contact? It's a lot of things. Whereas
There
with
are.
what we do, it's like seamless.
That is awesome. So no, that is because that's something people come up with immediately. It's like I don't know how to do that, so I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that is really awesome. So, okay, so you like to travel. So you travel. I mean, you said you were going to go to Indiana, I think, the other day too.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and this is the first time you've been to the United States, or you've been here before?
I came in March, which was the first time I went to Houston, and then I went to
Oh,
Orlando
really?
in August. So this will be my
Oh,
third
that's right.
time.
Yes,
But
yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's my first year coming.
Okay, and he's coming to Nebraska soon.
Yes.
so, so okay. If I may ask, you're engaged, or so is a wedding coming up in the near future, or if I may ask, if not, that's cool too.
No, we're thinking 2024 probably. Yeah,
Okay.
so maybe next year, but we'll see. Probably 2024 because
Yeah.
it's been like we're going to have a look at some venues soon, but because of the whole COVID situation, people that
Yeah.
were getting married, all the venues of the day weddings get pushed
Oh,
back. So
kind
it's like
of.
you need to book
I can
like a
see
venue
that.
like a long time in advance.
That's true. So, COVID over there. Do you have any restrictions there now?
Now it's back to normal completely, which is good.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. So, when you're traveling, is there anything there that you've run into?
No, I think everything's pretty much smoothly. I think you don't even need to wear masks anywhere now, which is cool. The last time I had to wear
Okay.
them, we transited through Dubai, going to the Maldives. You had to wear a mask with Emirates, which was
Oh, really?
not great. But apart from
Okay.
that, smooth
Okay.
sailing now.
That's awesome. So, is your fiance part of this too? I mean, she attends the meetings too and all? She's doing that too. So,
She attends them by default. When she's going around in the house. I've got it on the calls, so she does. She comes to some of the events and stuff.
awesome.
So which is good. She's still figuring out quite what she wants to do, but she does
Understand
love
that.
what we've got going on here. She's more focused on helping children. She's a primary school
Awesome.
teacher, so
Oh,
but
wow. Cool.
she's thinking how she can incorporate a lot of the mindset stuff that we've got going on and stuff into helping kids on a broader scale.
Yes, I think that is one thing. That's kind of my one thing I've talked about is the school system. I mean, I'm so glad she's teaching. I mean, teachers are underappreciated, but I wish the school system, at least here in the United States, is so antiquated. I mean, it's still promoting what we were talking about, the typical. I
Hmm.
mean, the people that were graduating this past May look like they were the ones graduating when I graduated. And there was no options then. It's just like, why would you do this? But it's like that's how they've been brought up. So I would love to get. I would. That might be a challenge in this country, but to get like finance, investments, and stuff like that into the school system. And I do you have any ideas on that? I mean, that would. I think I don't know how the schools are over there, but here it's just they're outdated to say the least. And
Yeah,
I don't know
similar
if in your
situation here. Similar
if
situation over here. They need to
did you
teach people
have
financial literacy. There's
they do.
nothing on that over here either in the UK. So that's that's something that's maybe like a bigger vision for myself. Is getting that type of education out to young people. But as it says in one of my favorite books, Science of Getting Rich, the best way to cure any problem is get rich, because then you've got power, and that's what
You
a lot of
do.
money does. It creates
Freedom.
influence with power. So with
Yeah.
with a lot of income, you can do some great things.
No, that is awesome. So, okay, I was going to ask you one more question about that. So, but yeah, oh, I know I was going to ask you. So when you were younger, what was your dream? What did you think you were going to do when you got out of school? It probably wasn't go to a garage. What did
No,
you have in mind when you were
I don't know.
growing up?
I don't know if you've heard of. I know you had Donald Trump with The Apprentice over there. We had a show over in the UK called The Apprentice, but with Sir Alan Sugar. I don't know if you've heard of him
Okay.
before.
Uh huh.
He's a big time entrepreneur here, and I remember watching that thinking, I want to have a business. I want to wear a suit. I look sharp. And then I remember
Uh
working in
huh.
the garage. I had overalls on. I'm covered in oil. I'm thinking, this isn't how
Yeah.
it's meant to play out.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
always knew I didn't want to answer to somebody else and have them control my time all my life. But So I always had that, something inside me saying, I know this isn't going to be forever, but I just never had the light at the end of the tunnel, like an escape route. And to be
Yep.
honest, it was Think and Grow Rich, that book. That was the first time I read a book since I left school in about 8 years.
Okay.
I read that, and I just thought, I'm going to believe this because what's the worst that happens?
It's all about.
I'm going to kick
Yep.
these principles around. I mean, if he's saying the 500 wealthiest people in America, he created this over 25 years, I'm like, let's just give it a try. And then all of a sudden I was like, that's
It
not
works.
right.
No, and it's one thing everybody says: seeing is believing. Believing is seeing. It's just the other way around. And that is a good book. That was one of the very first books I read too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just it is. And I just so how would you get people out there to believe that they can do anything? I mean, that everything's possible. Even the word says I'm possible. How would you get somebody that's just like in the garage, people that you worked with? How would you get them to move forward like you did? I mean, if you were trying to convince them.
So one thing that I've learned is when I first started, I was trying to convince, like you say, my friends, my family.
Right.
I think people need to be in a kind of mindset where they want to move. I've tried to convince people, I'm like, there's more, but if they've not struggled enough or not annoyed or frustrated at their situation, dissatisfied, then they're not going to do it but I was at a point where I was extremely dissatisfied. I was going every day just thinking, another day in here, what is going on with Fraser? So I think once somebody's in that dissatisfied state, it makes them more open-minded to other options as well. But I think just by people getting results, and sharing that with the world, I love to share what I'm up to with the world on my social media, and it's not to ever brag, or it's just to show people, listen, this is where I came from, and this is what I'm up to now. Anybody can do this if they
Kind of
just
would.
apply these principles. If they have an
It's
open
possible.
mind, yeah, just
Yep.
follow the yellow brick road.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't know. Maybe that's something I
Okay.
should maybe think about.
Okay. I was just gonna say that would be a great place for you. I mean, I think they're pretty good anyway. So do you do TikToks?
I don't. Not yet either. So
Okay.
I made an
Just
account, but I've not done any.
okay.
So
I'm kind of the same way, just getting into that. So
yeah.
anything else you'd like to share? What are some of I mean, you said you had a bunch of investment where you're making money. What are some other ways you're making money along the way that are kind of passively?
So
Um,
I have some different investments when it comes to like cryptocurrency, when it comes to
okay.
like forex trading.
You do
Um,
that, okay.
Yeah, so that's actually how I managed to quit my job back in 2020 was I learned a bit about cryptocurrency, and when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, I've got an all-in mentality. So when I was
That's
working a
good.
job, I had an all-in mentality for partying because that's what I was looking forward to. So when I found that, everything else was out the window, no partying, none of that. I was all in
Mm-hmm.
on learning about investing money. I was like so excited. I put my house mortgage deposit money that I'd saved up like all into Bitcoin back in
Oh
2020.
wow.
I read, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I looked at the markets and like the economy, and I thought this is a no-brainer. I can't see it going anywhere but up with the inflation. So,
Right.
so I made some decent money on that, and that's what allowed me to quit my job. But I was learning how to trade, so I like to, still do. I don't do it much active now because I have some passive incomes in that space now. But my fiance, she's learning more so how to trade. So that's
Okay.
some of the other things we've got going on.
So did you enjoy trading? Because I know some people really thrive on that. They just, they really, really like that. Was that
Yeah,
something you really enjoyed?
yeah, it's an exciting space when you see it, when you put a trade on, you can see it playing out, and you close out in a profit. You're like,
And that would
and
do it. That would definitely do that. That's especially if it allows you to quit your job. That's awesome. Because then you got the freedom to do this other. It kind of gets the snowball effect going there. So that is
Mhm.
cool. So, Fraser, anything else that you would like to say about what you're doing? Places you think that people would love to travel to? Um, I mean, when you're going to do your podcast?
Am I gonna do a podcast?
Yeah. So you'd
Yeah,
be good at a podcast.
I think yeah, somewhere down the line, like my main focus at the moment. Then before I branch off to things like a book, podcast, and stuff, just like all in on building my influence. Like I want people to be like, oh, Fraser, like I really want you to do a podcast. I want you to do it. And when I have people a lot of people ask me, then I feel like I'll pull the trigger on it.
True.
But one thing I want to leave people with is this is what really done it for me. I got a piece of
Okay.
paper and I wrote down what is the absolute worst case situation if I went after my goals and dreams in 6 months' time. If I'd made zero money, what was the worst case scenario? And I'd never done that before. And what it done is it just put a mirror to my face and made me realize why am I not doing this? Because I thought in 6 months' time I could get another job and I might even get one that I like. So the worst case scenario is I'm actually going to leave this job that I hate,
Yep.
potentially make my goals and dreams come true, or maybe get another job that I like better. I was
True.
just like,
That's
it was a light bulb moment, but I was too fixated every day. I'm going in, it's the same thing, I'm just looking forward
yep.
to the weekend, the next paycheck. And
Yep.
most people are in that autopilot. So
They are.
I would advise
Yep.
everybody to do that today and, just take a realization of where you're at, where you want to go, and what's the easiest way to get there, Mark. Find somebody with the results you want, ask them to do,
Yep.
show you how to do what you want to do, and don't question it. The quicker you trust, the faster you get the results.
Yep. Amen. And that's great. That's great advice to leave everybody with. That is so, and I hope everybody does take that and does that. Because the majority of the people are on automatic pilot. They don't think. Monday just comes around, work, and like you say, wait for the weekend. So, no, great advice. In fact, I need to take that advice myself. So, so. But on that, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for joining us today, Fraser. It's been great having you as the guest, and look forward to doing maybe some follow-up podcasts as things progress and stuff like that. If you're open to that. So, but on that, thank you, and until next time, we'll talk, and we'll see you then.
Thank
See you,
you.
Fraser. Bye.